Hi and welcome back to the channel. In this video I'm going to be stretching in just a common rectangular room, and I'm going to point out every little bitty thing that I can possibly think of that would help someone speed up their install. So let's get right into it. The first thing I want to point out is right here. As you can see, I got my stretchers all on that side. That's the way I'm going to be stretching. And this is how I brought stuff into the room. I set my stuff down right there where it needs to be, and this stuff I set down in the room right here where it needs to be. That way I'm not going back and forth after my tools and stuff like that. So right off the bat, I have everything in the room I'm going to need for my install, and I have it placed in the positions in the area of the room where they're going to be needed first. So with that being said, let's get started. By the way, I want to point out too that I do have plenty of blades in my knife, so I'm not stopping in the middle of the room going to get new blades. I have brand new blades in my trimmer, so I don't have to worry about them getting dull and stopping the installation to go change out my trimmer blades. Always start your job with a brand new set of trimmer blades. That's going to help you out right there. Alright, so I got this. Now I have this tied off, so I'm ready to go ahead and set my stretchers up for my first stretch. Notice what I'm doing right here. I'm not leaving my tools. I am not going to leave my tools right here where I just got done using them. I am going to take them and place them where I'm going to need them next. I'm not going to be going back and forth all over my tools. That little bitty step right there is going to make dramatic. It's going to be a dramatic time saver if you can just get used to keeping your tools where you need them at. Okay. A while ago, what I said about my stretchers, I like to have them all right here. I don't want to come in the room. And lay my stretchers down like this, like that right there. Because what happens if I do that? Then I got to come up here, hook this up, crawl down here, hook that up, crawl down there, and hook that up. Then I'm crawling back and forth across the room trying to get my stretchers hooked up. So when I bring them in the room, I bring them all and I set them right here. What I do then, I start out with my very last pole, the one that's going to hook to my tailpiece, and go up against the wall. And I go ahead and hook everything together right here in the corner where I'm going to be stretching, okay? And then I can just take and slide them across the room. Now I can hook up my stretchers right here without any extra crawling back and forth at all, okay? That right there is just a little time saver. You get just a little time saver here, a little time saver there, and stuff like that. Over a day's time, it's going to add up to a pretty good amount of minutes, okay? And one other thing I would like to point out right here, if you'll notice how I've done that with my leg, I think I've pointed this out in other videos. What I like to do with my stretchers, because you got to have this mashed down on the tack strip like so whenever you release your stretchers. A lot of people will use the carpet spreader or whatever to stick their carpet on the tack strip. Well, I like to use my hands. I tried the carpet spreader for a little bit, and I chose not to stay with that. So anyway, what I will do is just mash it down on the tack strip. Instead of doing this like that right there, I'll put both hands right here and just keep both hands holding the carpet on the tack strip, swing my foot around, and just raise up on the stretcher piece like that right there. And that is how I work my stretchers all the time, okay? Now, with that being said, I'm not going to take my headpiece up there, my tailpiece there. I'm going to wait until I completely get done what I need to do here, and then I'll make one trip up there with my stretchers and stuff. So right now in this video, I would typically jump in here, kick that little hallway back, stick it on the strip, and tie that off. However, I'm not going to do that right now. I need to put a ramp back here so the carpet will meet my tile nice, and I don't have that right now, so I got to pick one up tomorrow. But anyway, that is typically what I would do next. in an area like this right here where I'm working up to the corner, I'll go ahead and get my carpet cut there and get my carpet cut on both sides before I pull my knife out of my pouch and then make my corner cut, okay? If I push my trimmer up here, folded this back and cut it, then put my trimmer in there, fold it out and cut it, I'm making two efforts on that one corner when that's not necessary at all. Go ahead and make that cut and make this cut over here. Then you can make both of your corner cuts on one time. That way you're not going back and forth with your knife, okay? That will also help speed you up just a little bit. Okay, by no means do I try to be fast anymore. I used to be fast when I was younger, but nowadays I care more about doing the job right than I do being fast. But at the same time, I can do a room just as fast as someone that's running around crazy, that don't have any method to their working. They just do this and they do that and they do this and they do that. Well, they're running all over the place, working and moving twice as fast as I am, and I can just be regular working at a regular pace and still be done before they are, because just the method of doing what needs to be done when it needs to be done is key, okay? Don't make a bunch of extra running around and stuff like that. Okay, so now that I got all this done right here, I'm ready to go a long ways. Now watch this. I'm not leaving my tools here. I'm going to pick them up and carry them with me, okay? Never leave your tools where you get done working with them. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to start stretching right here and work my way this way. So I'm going to end up stretching here, and then this is where I'm going to need my trimmer and stair tool next. So I'm going to set it right here in this corner, and it'll be here waiting on me when I get there, okay? Notice my pole that I was going to need for coming up long ways. I didn't set it in the room down there whenever I brought all my stuff in. I automatically set it up here where I knew I was going to need it. That saves me a little bit of running around as well. It may seem like a lot to always be thinking of and stuff like that, anticipating your next move. Well, it really is not a whole lot to think about. Once you get in the habit of working that way, it is going to be a dramatic time saver. Like I said, you don't even have to work fast, and you'll be getting stuff done faster than the other guy that's running around like a madman, okay? So it's all habit. When you get in the habit of doing stuff right, get your method set, what you think is the fastest way, and stick with it. Even if it seems a little weird at first, knocking down on extra trips, extra movement, and all of that stuff definitely speeds your installation up, okay? So anything that you can do to save a little minute, save a minute here, save a minute there, like I said, is definitely going to pay off at the end of the day. And the less movement, you're going to not be as tired if you're not running around all day long. If you're running all over the place after your tools, if you're doing a whole house or something, and you leave your knee kicker in the other room, well, whenever you get in here and you're ready to do some kicking, you got to run in there and get your knee kicker. So you're back and forth all the time like that. Bring all your stuff in the room before you even start, and stop all the running around. You're not going to be near as tired. Here we go with the leg. You're not going to be near as tired at the end of the day, okay? Always want to hold your hand there when you push up. That way you don't push it off the strip. Whenever you push the carpet up, if you don't have your hand on it, it's going to force this up off the tack strip. Okay, so I want to point something out about my stretch. Whenever I am stretching to my right, it's a little awkward for me to do that with my left leg. So what I do when I'm working to the right, I'll take my leg right here beside me and just use it like that right there to pull that stretcher head up, okay? To pull the stretching lever up. That's how I do it when I'm going to the right. And anytime I go to the left, I use my foot. There we go, just like so. Okay, now that I'm done stretching this way, I'm not going to get up again. I'm not going to get up and take it down there where I need it. Right now, I'm just going to grab it, swing the tailpiece around, and put all this stuff out of my way. There we go. Now it's out of my way for me to go ahead and do all this trimming and packing. That way I'm not running back and forth, placing tools, getting back down to work, placing tools, and all that mess. And once again, since I did set my tools right up here, they're right here where I need them when I finished up my stretch. I'm not going to do that whole wall, okay? I'm not going to trim and pack that whole wall. Then I'll be crawling back here to pack this into the room. So before I get too far away from the corner, I'm going to go ahead and cut this corner and do my tucking before I leave the area. Notice I stretched out my body, and all I did is sit back in position where I stretched all the way up here like that. And then once I sat back down, I didn't go no further than I needed to be, because now that I sat back down where my body actually is, I'm right here where I need to start tucking, okay? So I did not even leave this area completely. I just stretched my body out as far as I could reach, and then I'm still right here where I need to be. See me doing that little rake there, like that right there. That just simply pushes the nap underneath the baseboard for me real good. Makes it look all nice and pretty. Again, I'm not going to cut this corner down until I get this cut. That way I only have to pull my knife out of my pocket one time or out of my pouch. There we go. I'm going to stop right there so I don't have to get my body position out from this corner. Go ahead and make my corner cuts here. And then I'll take these scraps, throw them down there, try to get them on the other side of my stretchers is what my goal was for that. However, it didn't work out so hot. Okay, again, taking my stair tool, raking it in underneath the tack strip, under the baseboard. What I like to do with that too, you can't help it on the ends naturally, but the direction that the carpet is laying down, that way, that's the way I like to rake it, and it just makes it look so nice. Okay. Again, my body is still right here where I needed to start tucking. Okay. Okay. So I see some people will take their stair tool, rake it down on the tacks like that. I don't do that. There ain't nothing wrong with it. That's just my preference that I don't do that. Any wall that I'm going to stretch from, I'll just take and walk right on the baseboard, right beside the baseboard, mashing that carpet down on the tack strip, okay? Ain't nothing wrong with using your stair tool to do it, but that's just the way I choose to do it. Now, notice this. I'm taking my stair tool and stuff right back up here in this corner and setting it down. That's where I'm going to need it next, okay? Now, right here, I'm going to go ahead and pull this center pole out. That's the one that I stuck in last a while ago. That's why it's not adjusted all the way out here. That's the easiest one to get out because that's all I got to do. I don't have to deal with this full length or anything like that. If I didn't pull that one out and I pulled this one out, then I would have to adjust that pole all the way out to make it the length that I needed here. So that one was not adjusted out. This is the one I originally had. It's already adjusted for my 12-foot length, keeping all that stuff in mind so I'm not doing extra work and extra moving, okay? Now, right back to stretching again. So now that I've walked that wall down that I'm pulling from, I don't have to worry about it pulling off the tack strip because I know it's got a nice bite right there. Also, I wanted to point that out. I just done that and I didn't even think twice about it. Did you see that right there? So I have my stretchers working in a way to where they work really freely, okay? I'm not doing all this stuff and fighting with them, jerking them around, trying to make it to where it's hard to adjust and stuff like that. I got a video out, how to clean your stretchers and how to make them work better than if you had a brand new set, okay? So I'll leave a little teaser clip up in the corner for that video that shows you how to make your stretchers work, slide really freely. That way you can, watch this, look, see that? I don't have to grab this button every time I need to adjust it, okay? I pull it right there, and then if I need to get just a little bit further up, watch this. See that? It just automatically works real nice. Watch again. See that? I don't have to be forcing with it and stuff like that. That's going to be a time saver, okay? Keep your stretchers working really good, okay? It don't take nothing but just a few minutes, maybe once a year, once every 6 months, or once a year, to keep your stretchers working really good. And the time that you're going to save of having your stretchers, watch this again, watch, ready? There it was again. The time that you save keeping your stretchers working nicely is way going to overpower, watch the foot, way going to do the few minutes every year, every 6 months or whatever that you have to spend cleaning them, because having them working properly is going to be a big time saver. The foot thing, really, using your foot like that, really speeds everything up too. I mean, at the time I'm pushing it down on the strip, I'm already working my foot around to raise it up, okay? It's just all in one flow, all in one motion, okay? Such a time saver, such a nifty way to mash it on the strip and release your stretchers at the same time. It just works out excellent for me. I've been doing it my entire career have I been doing that, and I think that's why I could not get used to that spreader, because the spreader definitely makes it easier on your hands, but when you've been doing something for so long, it's really an effort to try to get used to something else. So I just didn't think that was enough effort. I mean, enough beneficial for me to switch up the way I've been doing things for so long. If it was going to be dramatic, then yeah, definitely I would have went ahead and stuck with it and just got used to using it. But it wasn't really that big of a deal. Alrighty. I hope that helped. Maybe somebody could pick something up off of that little demonstration there. Make your installation process go a little smoother, a little faster, a little less running around. You won't be as tired at the end of the day, and you're going to be done faster. So it's a win-win to get you a strategy in your head, something that's going to work for you yourself, because everybody's different. Everybody's got their own little ways of doing this or doing that. So whatever works best for you to stop you from doing extra running around, extra movement throughout your day is definitely going to be beneficial for you. So I hope you like this video, and until next time, FBSB is out.